Anime has a money problem. 1 in 3 studios are in debt, animators earn less than cleaners, and it's probably the only industry where the harder you work, the less money you make. Kinda like a capitalist quicksand. Weird thing is, there is a lot of money in anime. Some of them are raking in billions at the box office. But if the cash isn't going into the pockets of the people who made the show, where does it go? Don't worry, it's not that hard. Here, look. Let's say you want to make an anime. You have the best idea ever. You do your homework. You read about how Demon Slayer has been killing it lately and how anime is super cheap to make. Ignoring multiple warnings from your concerned friends and family, you decide this is your dream and you're gonna do it anyway. You land in Japan and start up your very own anime studio. And before you know it, you're off to the race. Wait, what do you mean it's gonna take 2 years to make the first season? And we need how many more animators? You just hit your first roadblock. Anime is kind of expensive to produce. Take this scene for example. It's 4 seconds. Wanna guess how long it took to make? 2, 3 weeks? Close. It took 15 months to do. 4 seconds! Imagine paying a professional animator 15 times his salary for a clip that you would miss if you had to sneeze. Okay, so your costs have tripled, your show's gonna take way longer than you thought, and you're starting to suspect your initial research might have been a little misguided. But you got bigger problems to worry about right now. Lucky for you, Japan's got your back. There's a whole system in place designed for struggling anime studios like you. It's called a production committee. Basically, you get a bunch of investors to fund your project. They give you cash to hire animators, handle all the boring stuff like advertising and distribution, so you can focus on making your show. Holy crap, you guys. It's like a dream come true. Now, all you gotta do to join the production committee is sign here and, cough up $180,000. Wait, what? Yeah, you gotta pay too. And if you don't, well... we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Anyway, being broke and all, you, like 99% of other anime studios, don't get a seat at the table. But the good news? They let you listen in anyway. But here comes problem number 2. Since you're not officially a part of the committee, you don't get a say in any of the decisions they make, including their decision to give you a tiny-ass budget to make your show. For context, most animes coming out of Japan have about $80,000 to $120,000 per episode to play around with, which may sound like a lot, but it's not. This is what other people are spending. But I thought anime was cheap to produce. What happened? Oh, it's because of slavery. Okay, so things are starting to look a little grim. You have a very expensive product to make, basically no money to make it with, and the investors you pulled in to help with the money problems aren't actually helping with the money problems. Because of this, you and your animators get paid less than minimum wage. You also have to work 16-hour shifts and sleep under your desks at the office. Were your friends back home right all along? Was this all just a giant mistake? No. You and your Sweatshop of animators persevere. You endure the sleepless nights and back-breaking days. Time skip! You're 2 months out. Good news, the early focus groups love your show. 1 month out. Buzz is starting to build on social media. This might actually work. And then, you launch. Your anime releases and becomes a massive hit. Money rains down from the heavens, merch flies off the shelves, the opportunities are endless. Took a little longer than we thought, but we made it, boys. Introducing problem number 3. You don't get any of that. Wait, what do you mean? We made the anime, we worked our butts off. What do you mean we don't get any of... You're not on the production committee. Yeah. According to Japanese anime law, only members of the production committee, you know, the people who put in money at the start, are entitled to a share of the profits. You? We already paid you. This is the most devastating part about making anime. Most studios only get paid a one-time fee to make the show, and nothing else. That's the budget. It doesn't matter if your show made $1 billion, you're not seeing a penny of it. To make matters worse, industry standards are going up and not in a good way. Over the years, people have gotten used to better and better animation. They need that flashy transition. They crave those crisp action sequences. You and your 20 slaves, I mean, animators, aren't gonna cut it anymore. If you ever want a shot at finding work again, you're gonna have to put in more effort than ever before. And that means, of course, hiring more people. Now you're in the red, you're bleeding money, and every time you take a job, it gets worse. You're neck deep in quicksand. Get a contract, get a tiny budget, lose money. So you take another job to pay off your debt, and lose money on that too. So you take another job, again and again and again. But if by some miracle your company stays alive long enough and climbs through the ranks, there's a super secret hack waiting for you at the top. A light at the end of the tunnel. Only 0.1% of anime studios ever manage to pull this off. You get so good and so well known that you use your reputation to negotiate a spot on the production committee. And when that happens, you're sitting pretty with the Studio Ghiblis and the UFO tables of the world. And it's all smooth sailing from there. You're no longer the victim of a flawed system. No, now you are the system. It's your turn to kick up your feet on that mahogany committee table and watch the profits roll in. Hell, why stop there? Why not hire some scrappy new studio to do all the heavy lifting for you? You barely have to pay them at all. Now they're the ones working 16-hour days. They're the ones pouring their heart and soul into your project. And when they ask for their cut, you look them dead in the eye and say, sorry, you're not on the production committee. Feels different when you're the one saying it now, doesn't it?